checking around some. Checked with all his friends on the south side. Seems I can take my choice of alibis. Each one of them says that Johnny was with him at the time of the robbery.
Okay, so the guys down there like him. What else?
I'm afraid that's about all for now. I didn't want to overstep my authority. After all, I haven't been officially assigned to the case.
Do you want to be assigned to the case?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think I can arrange it with the juvenile court. The charge is serious enough to bring us into it.
Well, thanks, Mr. Matthews. Would you have this sent down to Johnny?
Sure. Uncle Ned's favorite fishing fly.
Oh, Johnny and I had a little difference of opinion this morning. I want him to see what an expert says. Well, thanks again.
Mason was young, smart, ambitious, and he liked Johnny Wagner. But even with that combination, he could become discouraged. Johnny said he was hanging around Mrs. Logan's rooming house at the exact time of the robbery. But Mrs. Logan didn't remember seeing him. Johnny also said he had passed Joe's newsstand just before the robbery took place. But Joe was blind. That left only one other person to interview. Pop Gilder, the night watchman who had identified Johnny.
This about the place where the kid tagged you?
Yep. Snuck up on me like an eel after a minnow. Wham! And I thought I was on my way to glory land.
You're sure about the time?
Yep, I come on at 6. Punch 12 clocks. Takes an hour. And I start over again. Hit this one on 25 minutes after each hour. You'll have to excuse me, young feller, but watchman's got a snack on the run.
Oh, sure, go ahead. This the place where the kid was hiding back here?
Yep. Then he jumped over me when he ran out. Too much mustard. I gotta tell Mamie again. Mamie's my old lady. 50 years we've been married next month, and she still puts on too much mustard.
Any of these boxes been moved since the robbery?
Nope. If you don't mind a lot of mustard, maybe you'd like a sandwich.
No, thanks, no. I understand you were hit with a pipe about 2 feet long.
Use them to roll some of the heavy crates.
This about the way the kid was situated down here?
Yep. Any other way, I'd have seen him.
Would you mind standing the way you were when you were hit?
Even the police didn't ask me to do that.
Well, would you mind? No. Take out your punch key, just like you were before you were hit. Okay, you can go back to your sandwich now.
What was the idea in that?
You identified Johnny Wagner as the kid who hit you. How sure are you?
Well, it was dark, of course. But I seen him when he was running out. Same-sized kid, wearing the same outfit that Johnny was when the cops picked him up.
Look, Mr. Gilder, whoever hit you had to do so by holding the pipe in their right hand. Now, Johnny Wagner has a broken right arm. With a broken arm, you don't go around wielding a 6-pound piece of pipe.
You know, mister, I'd like to think you were right. I like kids. The right kind of kids, that is. Down here, we don't get many of the right kind of kids.
Maybe Johnny's one of the exceptions.
Maybe. But that broken arm don't prove nothing. Could be a fake cast he could take off while he was pulling the jaw.
How do you figure it?
'Cause I know these South Side kids. They're born in a jungle where they learn to shift for themselves or get their brains beat out. And, like anything born in a jungle, they get cagey. Why, some of these kids can't think of any better gag than that broken arm routine while they're picking your pocket.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your help.
You're good company. You got a rush?
Yeah. I gotta find out just how right you are about these kids who live in your jungle. You've had a pretty lonely life, haven't you, kid?
I'm not complaining.
Psychologists say that sometimes when we're lonely and blue for a long time, we get defiant, decide to lick the world. Sometimes that can lead to trouble with the police.
So I'm supposed to say because I was lonely and blue, I pulled that heist and got in trouble with the cops.
Oh, there are all kinds of trouble. Take your broken arm. A lot of people would rather land in jail than have a broken arm.
I didn't mind breaking this arm. There was this guy, see, a real big guy. Said my dad was a fourth-rate hunk of ham in a cheap burley circuit. I jumped him. He broke my arm, all right, but you ought to see what I did to him.
Did you tell this to your dad?
I didn't pay any attention. He was too busy explaining to me how right I was, calling that guy a liar.
Where'd you have the arm set?
General Hospital, where else? Bad break.
Sure. You, go for your preliminary hearing tomorrow.
I'm not afraid. Not with you handling the case.
Thanks. No, I was about to take these books with me.
I want to take good care of these books. I plan to get a lot of use out of them.
Yeah. Guard. I may have some good news. I've got this case pretty well figured out. The way I see it, with that broken arm, you couldn't have done it.
Oh, I knew you'd come through.
Of course, we'll have to have the arm x-rayed to show it really is broken. Something wrong?
No.
Then we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Unless there's something you want to tell me. A few minutes ago, Johnny, you said I was a funny guy. I guess I am. When I like someone, I like them all the way. I trust them all the way, too. And you know something? None of my friends have ever let me down so far. Your son doesn't have a broken arm, Mr. Wagner. Did you know that?
He does. The cast.
It's a fake. And would you like me to tell you what I think happened? Johnny wanted you to know that he was alive, that he existed, that there was something in your world besides cheap dressing rooms and rancid grease paint. He lied to you about that arm so that you'd see what he'd do for you. But you couldn't be interested in anything except that some punk called you a fourth-rater. Then you stood Johnny up on his birthday. That cut a little too deep. He stashed the cast, pulled the robbery, and put the cast back on again.
What do you intend to do?
If it proves out that I'm right, all I can do is try to explain to the court how it all came about and ask for leniency.
Don't let him down, Mr. Mason. Johnny's counting on you.
Sure. Sure, Johnny's counting on me. That's why they call us public defenders. But how can we defend a kid from his own parents?
No, I guess you wouldn't understand. It's hard for anybody to understand. You see, I know I'm a ham. Second-rate has-been. Other men, they leave money, they leave fame, they leave a respect to the community. Well, I never had those things for Johnny. Only these. Press clippings. A little yellowed with age, but something to show my son that his dad was somebody, too. All the time I was leaving him alone and miserable, I was trying to make a comeback, trying to become what I once was. For Johnny, I was trying. Hello. Yeah, he's here. It's for you, Mr. Mason.